معي اول حدا ياباني مسلم. كثير منكم علق ما في مسلمين باليابان، عملنا فيديو معاهم. اليوم معي شيجي، واحد من المسلمين القلال باليابان، واللي انا بعرفه هو الوحيد اللي بعرفه كمسلم ياباني. خبرنا how long have you been Muslim?
About 10 years.
10 years. Oh, okay. That's a long time. So what was the trigger that makes you turn to Islam?
I met Islam for the first time for real 10 years ago. Before then, you just you see what's on media, you see what's on TV, and you don't get the chance to meet the real Islam.
All the stereotypes, right?
right. That was it. I think if I met the real Islam earlier in my life, I would have become Muslim earlier.
You know, what is the religious aspect that brought you to believe in God or Islam?
I am half Japanese and half American. I grew up in America, but I grew up as a Buddhist at a Buddhist temple in America.
Okay.
So my whole family's been Buddhist for many generations, all the way back. My mother works at the temple. My grandfather built Japantown. Very important to my identity.
Yeah.
So I came to Japan to connect with the Japanese half of my roots more. I've known Buddhists my entire life, but it wasn't until I met practicing Muslims who I saw people that were able to deal with a lot of adversity, actually Syrians.
Yeah, right.
Who were able to deal with the war happening in Syria and still wake up every morning with, gratitude and just, not like war didn't destroy you guys.
Yeah.
And I think if normal people without Islam experienced that, it would destroy people.
That's true. That's
true. So this is the first thing that made me think maybe I should learn some more about what's different.
That's very important point because most Japanese people grew as Buddhists, or they've been taught like Buddhism, and it's very different from perspective of Islam, and it's kind of really hard. I think in Japan in general, Japanese people don't like to speak about religion.
Yes,
that's why it's really rare to have Japanese people turn into Islam. And talking about just in general, I'm gonna make use of you. And talking about Japanese language, a lot of people said wanted to learn Japanese, and what is the main thing they want to come to Japan, they want to learn the culture. So what do you think your advice for them to do that? What is the best way, or what are you working on?
The biggest thing to understand about the Japanese language is that it's between 60 to 80% of the language is not words or grammar, it's context. So if you don't understand that and you only study words and you only study grammar, you might be able to pass a test on Japanese, but you're not going to be successful actually in Japan or communicating with people. So my advice would be, if you're going to learn Japanese, you have to learn context, and you can't just learn words and grammar.
يا جماعة نحن عاملين اشتغلنا أنا وشيجي والفريق هون اللي ورا مع يابانيين وكذا كورس أونلاين بيعلمك اللغة اليابانية للمستوى الN5.